'cause I can't see you anywhere.
What's happening out there, man? Welcome to the video. So, of course, it is another beautiful day in quarantine out here, and I figured, what better way to kick this week off than with some arm gains? So that's exactly what this video is going to be about today. I'm going to be taking you guys through an entire arm day workout here in my home gym, and I'm going to be including exercises for both biceps and triceps. I know how hard motivation and inspiration can be during this quarantine time as well, so I'm going to be letting you guys in on something that I like to call the quarantine mindset. Because after all, this is episode 2 of On the Rise on this channel, and I want to kind of show you guys how you can kind of be inspired and stay motivated throughout this time. So if you're new around here, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and drop one of these if you enjoy the video. But before we get into all this awesome stuff, I think it's time to run that awesome intro.
Every corner twice as bright, they'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights.
So what do you think the best way to start off an arm day would be? Well, in my opinion, I think we gotta hit those bicep curls right off the bat here. So that's exactly what I've got set up right here. I've got an easy bar with a moderate amount of weight on it. And when I do these, I always like to do about 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Since it's a moderate weight, I always try to keep these as slow and under control as I possibly can. I really try to get that stretch done on the negative so I can really feel that contraction in the bicep. This is a great exercise to kick off, and it's almost like the compound exercise of arms, since it involves so much of the forearms as well as the frontal deltoid. This is a great way to kick this off, and I'm going to show you guys how it's done. Nothing like some bicep exercises to get things moving on this awesome arm day. So, before we move on to our second exercise, which is going to be a tricep exercise to help balance things out, I want to introduce you guys to something really quick. This is something that I haven't really heard very much of, but, well, the specific name that I'm calling this is the quarantine mindset. I've heard people talking about all these different motivational topics lately, but the way that I'm trying to apply this to the whole quarantine situation is with this mindset right here. And essentially what this is going to be is just your perspective on this whole lockdown situation. So there are really 2 perspectives that you can take, and number 1 is going to be that everything is an opportunity, that having all this extra time on your hands is going to give you so much time to do things that you never had time for, and it's going to give you motivation that you never really had to accomplish those things before. And road number 2 that you could take is that this is a gigantic setback. All the gyms are closed, restaurants are closed, the entire city is shut down. There's nothing that I can do to help progress myself right now, so I'm just gonna sit down and watch Netflix all day. And ultimately, at the end of the day, the choice is yours which one of these paths you're gonna take. So we're continuing the workout over here, and I'm walking over here to my dip station over here, which I got set up over here. And this is really a proper dip station that I've got, but if you've only got a bench or a chair, then doing bench dips or chair dips can also fit in this place. Just remember to try to keep your upper arms as straight as possible to activate the triceps, but if you kind of lean a bit forward, that's going to emphasize the chest just a bit more. I'm going to show you how these are done right now, and the only thing left to do is throw on that non-copyrighted music so we can get the vibe going. Let's hit this set. So I'd definitely say that building a mind-muscle connection has contributed a lot to the gains that I've made over the years on my arms. I used to just crank out these reps mindlessly over and over, day after day, and I would just wonder why I'm not seeing any results. But the minute that I did some research and learned that I need to kind of lower the weight and kind of lower my ego as well, just so I can realize that I could really feel the muscles working rather than just trying to impress other people, then that's really when I started seeing the gains that I was looking for. So it's every exercise that I show you today, just try to keep the negative as slow as you can and try to keep the entire thing as controlled as possible. Try to use a weight that's not too high so that you can't control it, and also one that's not too low so that you don't see gains. Just try to keep everything just right, and I promise that you'll start seeing those gains. So what's next on the menu for this arm day? Well, if you've ever tried arm workouts before, or any workouts for that matter, then you'll probably know that alternating between two muscle groups is kind of better than just hitting the same muscle group over and over, exercise after exercise. This is going to help to kind of give that muscle group a break so you can come back strong with the next exercise. That's exactly what I'm doing right here. I'm alternating between biceps and triceps, so I'm doing 3 exercises each. And this next exercise is going to be the second bicep exercise of the day, and this is actually going to be the crossbody hammer curl. This one is going to be great for activating that brachialis, which lies directly under the main bicep muscle, and that's going to kind of help push that bicep upwards. And it's also going to kind of help with the overall size and thickness of the bicep. And it's also going to kind of work the forearms to help to increase their strength as well as a little bit of grip strength. So in case you're not familiar with this exercise, this is what it looks like. So if you're someone that's serious about making progress during this lockdown, I need you to ask yourself just one question at first. What is it that I have been wanting to do for the longest time, but I've always made the excuse that I don't have enough time to do this, or I don't have enough whatever the resource is to do this? Well, whatever the answer to that may be, I would say that probably about 90% of the time, then this quarantine is going to give you the ability to do that. Because now that we have all this extra time on our hands and a lot of people are kind of looking for things to do, then this is a perfect time to try to go for some self-improvement rather than just trying to surf the internet or try to find whatever the newest show is on Netflix. So I really believe that you could kind of really transform yourself during this period of time, because at the time being, we're not really sure how long this is going to last for, and we're not really sure what's going to happen after this. So if you're willing to put some of that time and effort into improving yourself, then that's one extra thing that we can be sure of. That's one thing that we do have control over in this situation, and that's definitely one thing that we definitely should be always trying to improve, and this kind of gives us that opportunity that we're always looking for. It gives us that time that we've never really had in order to chase this opportunity finally. Alright, so moving on to our next exercise, and this one is a tricep exercise since we're going in that order. And you know what, I'm starting to break out the resistance band, so you know things are serious now. So what I've done here is I just attached it to the top of my pull-up bar here. And the one that I've got is just a normal resistance band. It's got kind of a clip at the end right here. And what I'm going to do right here is a single arm push down. So I'm just going to kind of grab it wherever I feel that the resistance is high enough, and I'm just going to do a tricep push down right here. I'm going to try to keep the upper arm right here as straight as I can. I'm going to try to focus everything on that tricep. So if you've never tried one of these before, I definitely recommend it. It's good for increasing the mind-muscle connection on arms individually, because normal tricep press downs are both arms at the same time. So I definitely recommend you give this a try if you've got some bands at home. So here's the deal, man. We're all here in lockdown. We all got goals. We've all got strengths. We've all got weaknesses. But at the end of the day, none of those are really excuses, and none of them at the same time are not going to take us all the way to the success that we're looking for alone. We all need to stay motivated. We all need to stay dedicated to whatever it is that we're doing. And once you've answered that question, whatever it is that you want to do during this time, or what you want to pursue in life even, this can kind of be a good time to just take that off and see how far you can take it. For me personally, one thing that I had been putting off for the longest time was starting this channel right here. I had been wanting to do it for the longest time. I had always been wanting to share my fitness knowledge with everyone. I've always wanted to try to help everyone to try to be as fit and as have much of a balanced lifestyle as they can. But I've been putting it off up until now just because like I said before, I didn't really have the time to do it, and at the same time I didn't really have the motivation to do it completely. But now that I've started doing it, I feel like I love it, and it has already started to show a lot of benefits for me. So I really recommend that you guys just try to even take a step towards the direction that you're looking for. If you just take one step towards it every single day, every single week at a minimum, then you're gonna start to see that what really is possible, and you're also going to kind of be motivated as to why you started to do this in the first place. So just try to keep all that in mind during this workout and just during the day. Just try to think about any steps that you could kind of take to get towards your goal, no matter how small they may be. But for the time being, I'm going to be showing you the last bicep exercise of the day. This one is called the spider curl, and it's a bit of an old school exercise. It's not one that's been that popular, but I really think that it's a cool one. It's definitely a fun one. So what I've done is I've set up an incline bench over here, and I'm just going to be using the same 2 dumbbells that I've been using throughout this routine. So this is what the exercise looks like. So really getting that arm pump going over here, and that just goes to show how good of a workout that you could get with such little equipment around here. But the next exercise, and the last one of this entire workout that I'm showing you guys today, is called the tricep skull crusher. And I'm just going to be using the same barbell from earlier to do this. I'm going to kind of use it at probably about a shoulder width to a slightly narrower than shoulder width grip. And this one is great. It's one of my favorites because it kind of reminds me of a tricep push down at the gym. Kind of has the same feeling to it, and also kind of gets the same stimulation to the triceps. This is really a great one for building those triceps, especially if you're able to get that stretch going behind your head. And when I do it, I kind of bring it back behind my head instead of just straight onto my forehead. It's kind of safer that way, so if I do accidentally drop it, it's not directly over my head. So this is kind of how it's done, and this is how you do it to maximize your tricep gains. So the takeaway point for this video that I really want you guys to really take to heart is that no matter what, just if something intimidates you a bit, just still try to take a step towards it. Go for it. If you have any uncertainties, then just kind of put those beside you. If this is something that you really want to achieve, it's something that you're definitely after, then I think that's always going to be worth to try to go after it. And this quarantine just kind of presents an opportunity. Just try to look at it as just a way that you're actually going to be able to finally achieve those goals. Don't look at it as a setback. Don't look at it as an obstacle. Just look at it as a positivity. Just try to look at it as a way to finally to take yourself to the next level and take your life to the next level. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you something to think about. I hope this workout was awesome. I hope it was as epic as the title says it was. So I really definitely feel that it was. And remember, if you like this video, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, because I drop brand new videos just like this every Wednesday and every Sunday. Make sure you have that bell notification on just so you know exactly when I drop my videos. So I'll be sure to catch every last one of you guys in the next video. But until then, stay fit, stay hungry, and keep chasing after those goals. Peace.